So we need some tires for this 56 that we've got sitting here. Now, the rims always seem to rust and we can never ever get them to reseal. So I'm going to show you what I do to make it reseal. It's simple, I promise. No more than 5 brain cells and you can make your rims work. These are the rims that I'm working on for a 56. They're 14-inch rims, so they're pretty hard to find. We'll zoom in, we'll look at this rust. You can see it's really, really rusty and not going to hold a bead. So let's get at her. Let's fire up the sandblaster. Now these rims here, you know, you can tell there's some pretty rough spots on there. You know, but you really got to do a good job of sandblasting. If you got a wire wheel, you really got to pound her hard. But these rims here, we're not restoring these rims. We are just getting them so that they seal. We need some rollers, but you know, the way I fix them, they'll last for a long, long, long time. Now, if you're really, really serious about making your rims perfect, and you know, you can weld up all the pits. A good way of doing it is just brazing it, and then all you do is just take a flapper disc, give her a little shot. But all I'm going to do is fill the pits with some filler, and if it's smooth, it's going to seal, and it'll last for a long, long time. So okay, we've got it all sandblasted. In case there's any little high spots, we're just going to use our flapper disc here and just smooth it out a little bit. Alright, we got some pretty serious pits in here. This side's not too bad. It's always the side that's the outside, the one that's kind of bent over, leaning in the mud. And this one here, it's pretty rough. I'll give you a little bit of a close-up of that. You can see there that there's just no way in the world that that is going to seal up. Okay, now there's no reason why filler is not going to fill this up, but it'll be better if we prime it first. So I'm just using a one step. This one here is kind of a self-etching primer. I'm just going to prime the areas where I'm going to actually put down some filler. We'll be priming it again anyway. That's working good, eh? Uh-oh. I guess I'm going to have to find another tip here somewhere. Oh, there we go. No. Time to mix up some filler. Now I'm just using a 2-part, this is actually a putty, it's not really a filler. It's just a fine filler. But it's not as porous as I guess a Bondo would be. This is what you put over your initial filler. Fill all your pinholes and all your scratches. Alright. There, mix it up fairly quickly. My shop's a little cool, so I don't have to worry too much about this setting up real fast. Should be pretty good. Yeah. Lay it on there. And we don't have to go too far over the edge. It's this part right here that we really have to worry about. That might be your best spatula right there. Gets it right into the groove nice. Be in a spot that's a little bit low, don't worry. I'm gonna sand it all off anyway. Now some of these real minor pits, that's not a big deal. That'll seal up. It's these great big ones that are what's causing us issues. But there's no reason why you can't fill them on the edge if you want your rim to look a little bit nicer. But like I said, we just need a couple rollers. We're not looking for perfection. Now if I was going to fill the edge, I really wanted my edge to look good, I would almost consider welding it because that's where your bar is going to go when you're putting your tire on. Pretty straightforward from here on. We're just going to sand this out. I'm using some 80 grit here. And then what we're going to do is, you know, when we get it fairly close, we're going to use some 150 and then we'll put a little bit of primer down on it and give that a little bit of a light sand. It doesn't take very long, this stuff sands pretty good. Remember, when you hit steel, it's kind of when you want to stop. You don't want to go too much further. Giving it a light sand with some 150 grit here now. That just gets rid of some of the 80 grit scratches, that's all. You don't need to hit it real hard. Right on the end you can feel a little high. Just use your finger. Same as doing body work. Hey, feels really good. So, now you want to blow that off or take a brush. Just gonna brush it so I don't get so much dust everywhere. I'm just going to hit that with a little bit more primer, and that's all there is to it. Now you have some options here. You can paint this, you can do whatever. I was also thinking too, I haven't tried this yet, but a guy could almost use lead to fill all these up. I don't know if I'd mentioned that before. And then you just use your grinder with the flapper wheel on there, and that would clean that lead up. Beautiful. Well, we're going to give her a couple good shots of primer here. We're going to prime all the spots that we haven't done anything to. Now remember, all it needs is a good surface to seal on, and you're good to go. Nope. Still leaking out everywhere. Now I've got some options too. I could put a little bit of paint on there. That might be a little bit better than just the primer. I might do that. This thing seems to be leaking everywhere, so I don't know. I'll put another coat on when it dries. Okay. Other side. That was the worst side, the one I just finished. Just finishing the last one here. Now, from sandblasting to getting this done to the point where we're primed again, oh, it took about an hour. So for me, this is about the quickest way that you can fix a rim to get it to seal. And you know, I've done this on my own stuff and it lasts forever. No reason for it to not work. Unless, of course, you don't put any primer on there and it's just going to rust again. But tires really do get abused. I'll probably put a little bit of paint on there. I think paint is a little bit better of a, you know, protection wise. Just give that a chance to dry, scuff her up a little bit and give her a little, well, depends what I got. I think I've got some satin black or something sprayed on there. Let's see what I can find. Scuffing up the primer so that you know that it's going to stick well. And this is a semi-gloss black, I think. Give it a coat, and that should be just perfect. That'll work as good as if the rim was new. Guaranteed. Quick, simple, You know, there are other ways of doing it. They're going to be a little more complex. You know, I would maybe try the brass one day, but I don't have any of those things anymore, so this is going to work for me. Alrighty. Till the next little thing that pops up. Talk to you later. There you go, that's the after pick. Looks pretty good.